welcome back. By the way, those people, who was at Speakers Academy anytime in the last 2 years? Like the last two Speakers Academies. Any of the last two Speakers Academies? Are you missing Subway or are you liking the food? You're liking the food? You're liking the food? So the food being, first of all, we had Subway the last couple of years. Like we had half a sub, and like everyone's out there. It was fine and delicious. Now we can never go back. So we won't buy one sub for Andrea. But the food is fantastic. Would you agree?
Yes.
I think this Speakers Academy is just taking a step up from the last one, but there's a number of people to thank for that. We'll do that a little bit later. Let me ask you a quick question though. Has anybody responded to that feedback thing that I put up yet? Not yet? Matt?
Yes, on the video, the short video.
Oh, you're so awesome.
Yes.
What's your name?
John.
John. Okay, stand up, John. I'd like to make an example of what a good person is. Everyone give John a giant round of applause. Be like John. Thank you, John. All right. So, the next thing is we'll have we've got two fantastic sessions coming up before we have a toilet break. And then when we come back from that, and you'll have instructions during the toilet break to do your feedback response while in the toilet. But we can do it anytime in that break, that would be a good thing. But first up, I want to introduce you to a very, very, very special person who is going to lead us to our next session. Well, this gentleman, one of the founding members of Pizzazz. Give him a round of applause. And has been in every single Speakers Academy I've ever run.
Could be.
Yeah. Anyway, he's the poor fellow. He's been dragged here every single time, but he's been dragged here willingly. If that makes sense. He's a CSP and a CSP Global or a Global Speaking Fellow or whatever we call it these days, which means he's got the recognition of speaking in multiple continents around the world. He's been doing it for 150 years. It feels like it anyway. He's exceptional at what he does. He's very, 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 very good. He's about to push me off the stage, isn't he? I'd just like to introduce you to Mike Podolinsky. Please give him a John.
And trusting me with this very important, what are we talking about today? I don't know.
No, you gotta start with something, a little bit of energy, yeah? Particularly after eating. What's the worst time to be on stage? Yes! Thank you, Tim, my friend. Because all the food is in here digesting, which means all the blood is down here digesting, and nothing is in the kapusta. Oh, wait, somebody here is Ukrainian. What's a kapusta?
Cabbage.
The cabbage, yes, it's up here in the cabbage. Thank you. Yeah. So instead, see if we do something a little bit different. I gotta open up with this little story here. You know, I grew up with Elmer's glue all. Oh yeah, I love that. Elmer's glue all. And this will stick anything to anything as long as it's a porous material. If it can't get stuck with Elmer's glue all, it wasn't meant to be stuck together. I love this stuff. Originally, it was made in 1947 in USA, USA. USA. I'm an USAian. You see, there's a lot of people are mad at Americans. So I no longer call myself American, I say USAian. Nobody is mad at an USAian. Safer in the travel. So I love Elmer's glue. And now it was originally made in USA. Now it's made in another place you might have heard. It's sort of a suburb of USA called China. And since it's gone global, they put more information on it that I just don't quite understand. They got all this information in the back that they didn't used to have before. And particularly what I find fascinating are instructions in how to open the bottle. Only in USA would they put instructions on how to open a bottle. You hit it on your head? No, I don't know. How do I get it under? And if you look closely here, it says to open or close, twist cap to open. I'm glad they put that in there. And then it says, always close cap tightly and store upright. Now, you got to study these for several years to figure out how to use this little bottle. So what are the exact instructions? It's twist to open, yes? And it's what? Close tightly. And store. You know, whenever you see something that seems, or absolutely insane, what can you learn from it? And I thought, these are the perfect instructions for how to open a speech with pizzazz and close it with punch. Because every good speech needs to start with a twist. And every good speech should be closed tight. And then you know what? The whole program will be upright. You see, the opening and the closing are the bookends of your speech. And they hold the rest of the material upright so it makes sense and doesn't fall apart in the middle. You see, that's how you get all the material to stick together and stick in their minds. How you can get them to glue it to their lives so they don't forget it and they can use it at all times. And I've done some research on you here. And there's one person in here. There's one person in here who has the brains, the intelligence, the skill, and the ability to do this and do it really well. And that person is sitting in your chair. You too. We've got the ability to do this, but we need to think about it proactively, work on it, and pick up and use only ideas that you get here. Not taking people's material, but taking concepts, using concepts, and figuring out how to make your keynote the most awesome keynote it can possibly be. Now, I've been asked, Cheryl has been asked for 3 minutes, and I'm doing some stretch on this, simply because we're ahead of schedule. But also because I don't want to talk about me so much as give you some ideas that you can take back and use from 37 years of doing this. Okay? So first of all, this is my first one-page brochure. But look at that. this butt-ugly kid. And I was doing martial arts philosophies applied to sales and motivation. What a niche. And then I didn't have any material, so I opened up a speaker's bureau to represent people who did have material. Wally Famous Amos, and Alan Toffler, futurists, and astronauts, and whatnot, and authors. Ken Blanchard's up there. And so I would represent, by the way, this is a high-tech booth, a high-tech stand back then, because it had TV. Whoa, yeah. And it had all the colors, both black and white. The little TV next to it is a VHS player. That was also part of my video camera recording equipment. Joe, it's a lot easier now, isn't it? A little bit, yeah. And that's my first expo. That was in 85, 86. And we grew our association in Minnesota by 40% and doubled our budget. And then did it again later. But they were great people. Now, you can't do anything in this business without mentors. And I look at the guy in the upper left-hand corner, David Go. People think I lost or learned animation and all this kind of thing in USA. But I didn't. I learned it from David Go. He hired me for David Go's 11th motivational program at the old Federal Hotel in Kuala Lumpur. And so I was the main act. He went and worked the group up. I wasn't paying attention like an idiot. Bogo. Yeah. And I thought, okay, well, good group. And I went up there and I used big words. Didn't go over as well. And an ostentational, more verbose and loquacious manner, along to prevail upon you. The other importance of using succinct and adaptive devices when communicating with a full convention manner. And these people paid 20 ringgit. They were sales clerks, taxi drivers. It didn't go well. It wasn't a bomb, but I'll tell you about my boss. But it didn't go well. And then he knows that the group comes back alive. You know why? He spent 5 minutes on mother hen sitting on her eggs. I keep going, well, first on the mother hen. And they loved it. They laughed it. They enjoyed it. Then he said, what if mother hen sits too hard on the eggs? What happens? They break. With sound effects, thank you. They break, okay? And so, hey, parents, don't come down too hard on your kids. What if you don't sit on the eggs at all? What happens? They don't have kids. So the whole point being, he related it to finance, to raising family, to doing business, to whatever. And I went, I get it now. Ting, the light goes on. So, okay, there you go. And then next to him, Dr. Lawrence Chan, he got me connected. Bob Montgomery got me into Learn Incorporated, the #2 audiobook distributor in the world at that time. And my 5 audiobooks, actually, when I got there before we did the last one, ended up being in the 110,000 copies we sold. And I got a Reader's Digest mailing one of my tapes out to all across Asia, Reader's Digest Asia. So, and they do this for you. This guy here, Bill Woodruff, got me so I can articulate better. He said, Mike, you have a frozen upper lip. Everybody, take a hold of your finger on your upper lip. Okay, I should ask you if your finger was clean first. And say, I wonder if I use my upper lip. If it sounds about the same, you probably have a frozen upper lip. So you got to learn to use your lip. That's another program. Leo Hauser had 48,000 people working with him and Adventures at Down. Jerry Simmons, man, this guy. He helped me. He's the past NSA president. And I was doing sales marketing executives in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. And I only admit that was recommended for Minneapolis. I did a workshop there. And so they said, yes, we'd like to hear from you. And sent us an outline. And I sent 2 outlines, one for my 2-day time management, one for my 2-day management program. And they said, oh, we like them both. Can you combine them into one program? Customers always right. Okay, sure. How much time do I have? 45 minutes. So, like an idiot, a kumquat, I tried to fit all that material into a 45-minute speech, and it was like skipping stones on the surface of the water, nothing man. It was the worst evaluation I have ever received in my life. Evaluation was 6.66 on a 1 to 10 scale. Something satanic about it. 6. So after the program, I was already depressed. Jerry Simmons invites me down to the bar to buy me a drink. I go, I think I can use this drink. And he also brings the guy who hired me, his friend. And for 1 hour, he proceeded to tell me everything I did wrong in front of the guy who hired me. The door was closed and I was still able to walk out because there was a gap under the door. But he did me a huge favor because I never made that same mistake again. All you gotta do is get gut kicked once. And you don't want to do anything to get gut kicked again. You get what I'm saying? You see, it's good to learn what we should be doing. You gotta have mentors who are willing to go and tell you the truth, not to sugarcoat it. You know, and wow, I really admire him. Robert Henry helped make my career. Can you see the size of him? He was 280 pounds, that's 127 kgs. And what I did is I got him up in the back, not in front of everybody, but in the back, and I had a photographer there, and I put him up over my shoulder, I picked him up. The photographer's ready to take the picture. I said, 1 second. And I do this with him on the back. It got front page, cover page of the Speaker magazine instantly around the world. I had a reputation. Your reputation precedes you, Mr. Crazy Guy. Donnie Walters is the one who got me introduced to David Go and made the difference. She also got me into many other countries with the Speakers Bureau. Amazing lady, Jane Jason, she hired me in my 3rd year of speaking. I was starving and I needed something, and she had an aerobics business working with chemical dependency people or different places, and it was all lady aerobics instructors. And they wanted a male guy in this thing. So I agreed to do some martial arts stuff with them. It's the eye of the tiger. I did that for a year for $15 an hour as a professional speaker. And I was happy again because it was petrol in my tank at the time I needed. Are you willing to do some of the things that you wouldn't normally do in order to keep going the very thing that you love? I hope so. And then, just learning from other people. I had a chance to work out with Steven Seagal. That was kind of a fun thing. And my closing story, best one I ever got from working at different places around the planet. First gig was in Australia. In Australia, New Zealand was a tour. I had 7 engagements in 1987, only 3 of which were paid, the rest were freebies. And 3 paid ones were in New Zealand. Then, I went back 6 months later, I had 24 engagements, only 1 was a freebie. You gotta sometimes speak in order to get engagements. It's not all what's on your website. You gotta have stuff on the web today, but back then it didn't have it, and it's still true today. You will get great gigs if you do a great gig. Yeah? Because that's really what makes it. And I got a chance to work out with some people. This guy, David Malapo, I ended up meeting, has changed my life. A lot of cultural things I learned from him. He's the distributor for, what's his name in all of Africa? John Maxwell. And here, Robert Forsyth became one of my top 5 best friends, along with Chris Kelway. And he brought me in for 3 years in a row. He brought me in for 3 weeks, 12 years in a row, and became a really good friend of mine. And Chris Kelway heard me once, brought me with IBM, brought me back again and again, and became CEO of IBM in UK. So, and you get to Airbot Swan is sitting down with the C-suite and helping them figure out what they're going to do for their first meeting. Some fun stuff in Zimbabwe, Zonta in London. Working with simultaneous translators, very different. You got to make sure they have energy. I've had some simultaneous translators that were somewhere between catatonic and deceased. These were good ones. More recently in Dubai at the Burj Khalifa and IBM India, Malaysia. Anyway, getting around the world, you learn about people. We're all completely different and all completely the same. I never met a mother that didn't want her kids to have a better life. I never met a father, a real father, that didn't want his kids to be successful and know love in their life. But it's good to know, good to find out about. This is one gig I got, my first gig in Singapore. I had a young lady come up, I was doing Risk Insurance Management Society 5 years ago. A young lady come up, Mr. Michael, would you be willing to come to Singapore and do the same program? I'm like, okay, yes, sir. I said, of course, but it's going to be expensive to fly me in. Give me the names of this is an idea for you, 6 organizations that use professional speakers. And if I can convince any one of them to work with us, we'll split airfare and reduce their costs. She had a great idea. She sent me 6. I booked 2. One was AIA. I've done over 40 programs with AIA. And with SIM, over 470 2-day workshops with SIM over 30 months. We're going by the end of this year, I'll have 1,000 days of work with 500 programs. It's on the books, so if it runs, that's another issue. Making friends and just doing it within the insurance industry. These guys actually had me speak to their CEO and presidents of different insurance companies that they reinsure. So we go to a week in Australia. This guy was amazing. 36% growth average coverage for Great Eastern, and here's what I'm going to offer working with them. And 14 programs for that. Just had some fun, some HR Summit. This one you might recognize. 25th anniversary of Singapore at the original stadium. And they got me a seat. I was like, that's cool. Be different. Think differently. Put in different things. Simple suggestion. Get the oldest guy, the most seasoned worker, and the newest one back to back. If I'd been smarter, I would have put myself in the picture too, because these always get in the corporate directory and corporate newsletter and on the websites. I pick people up, I grade awards, do stuff down on the beach in Bahamas, team building, get my head chopped off, and amazing studio work. My first time in studio, I've been at this business 6 months, and Lee Boyne, my mentor, said, yeah, hey, come on in, I need some other people to do. I want you to be like a buyer, or I want you to be a seller, and just pretend you're somebody, act. That's all I want. And, okay, cool. And I went in, and after I did 2 little short things, and there was half a dozen other professional speakers there, he says, Mike, it just doesn't sound real. I don't think we can use it. And the rest of them went, yeah, it really doesn't sound authentic. And they dismissed me. You think that was humbling? So I would never go in another studio, right? Wrong. I got mad and said, I'm going to make myself so good they're going to always want me. And it's a different shift in your brain. Don't take things personally. When you try something new, you're going to mess up. Yes? Yes. It's called being human. Or humanoid. So anyway, went back, and then we had some great, by the way, had 2 radio shows in South Africa with Radio 702. Stress to Success with Michael Populinski. Sponsored by Nutrient Vitamins. So anyway, that's me. That's why I'm here. And we're going to talk about 6th grade openings and closings. And almost all of these that are openings could also be closings, except for maybe the cry. And that's from the Donnie Walters. End with a tear. Okay, let's start with the first one here. Proud startling statement, question kind of opener. Would this shock you? If you were a group of administrators at universities, colleges, universities, would you be surprised by this statement of question? Are liberal universities racist? Would that catch your attention? How about this one? Harvard is a racist university. Now, they used to be racist against Jews, very anti-Semitic. And then they no longer could ask people about religion and whatnot, so that kind of went away. Some public clamor on that. But recently they've been subpoenaed and they're under litigation for being racist against one group of people. Yeah. Asians in general, not just Chinese. And this is all things being equal. They had to go and turn over records, and a professor at Duke University analyzed it. And he looked at the records, and he said it's just pathetic the way they've been doing this. If all things being equal, same kind of grades, same kind of SAT score, same kind of extracurricular activities, same kind of energy and personality, same everything, best of everything, only 25% of Asians will get it. And 32% of white dudes and dudettes, 77% of Hispanics, and 95% of blacks. See, what they're upset about is if they let all the Asians in, they would form 42% of the student body. Because they're studying harder than any Americans are. They're working hard. Face it. And anybody here Singaporean? And Singapore's number one in the world in math. Number one in science. Number one in stress. Trust me, I got 2 kids went through PSLE. Please stop learning everything. Son came up with that. And moms take a year off school to prep their kids. I went from school from work to be able to prep their kids for PSLE. O-levels, A-levels, woo! And that's why they're so good and they don't want to let them in. Simply because, by the way, we put our daughter through this SAT program to get better for SATs. And the guy who's teaching it used to be one who was taking it. And then what did he do? He looks at it and says, you know, you're Singaporeans, you're not going to get in at Harvard. It's very, very unlikely. Even in the top 20 schools. Go beyond the top 20 schools, you kids got a good chance. Harvard is only going to allow 9 Singapore students in this year. Doesn't that make you happy? You work so hard to get them prepared. So the idea is open up with something that really shocks people a little bit. My new book series, Who Stole Your Life, Who Stole Your Health, is I was just regurgitating what I already knew and been doing it for so many years. I was getting bored and burned out. So in 2017, instead of a 5-year plan, I came up with a 12-year plan, take me to 75. Yeah. Otherwise, I'd coast. And so the first book, Who Stole Your Life, talking about how our lives have been stolen away from us, life's digital desert, and a lot of other things happening, or dopamine centers addicting us. Well, Who Stole Your Health is something else that I'm fascinated with. And I need one person here to stand up. Maybe one person over here to stand up. Just one person. I have a volunteer! Wonderful! Yeah. And in this room, take a look around. We got about 60 people in this room. This is exactly the percentage of how many people in a room this size, one person out of the entire room, should be getting cancer because of genetics. Every other person who gets it is because of lifestyle choices. Ooh. Have a frisbee. Oh, we gotta work on it. Let's try it again. Okay. Thank you very much. Because the reality is, we get cancer because we eat a Western diet, mainly processed foods. Sugar is what's destroying our veins. We have a 1 cell layer thick lining in the veins called the endothelium, produces nitric oxide, thins the blood. And what kills it is sugar. And the plaque that forms in gaps is kind of like when you get a blister or a callus. It's the body's way of trying to protect the veins to heal them. It won't stick if it's not busted. It's busted because of sugar, because of pesticides, because of other things that we put into it. Or we don't exercise. Okay, Starling State, this one's just for speakers. How many of you are speakers or want to be speakers? Okay, you got the right group. It's not wise. Okay, profanity and dirty jokes have no place in professional speaking. That may irritate some people, but I believe it in my heart. And, you know, we have to lift people up. We have to be, you remember the twist open, close tightly, and be upright. Yeah. If we got to go down into the sewer and talk to people, are we really lifting them up or dragging them down? And don't take my word for it. You know, speak upright. And I learned this from a guy named Kevin Robert. This is my younger brother. Kevin Robert, he was adamant. This is a paraphrase. I don't have an exact quote from him, but a paraphrase. He just wouldn't allow people to go and degrade the profession. Okay, magic. How many of you like magic? All right. Well, let me show you a little magic here. And first of all, give me a subject that you speak on. Something. Breaking stereotypes. Yes, very good. So many types of stereotypes, whether it be for employees, whether it be for workers at a certain class. There are a lot of stereotypes. They're kind of like this. They always stay the same. They're red or blue, red or blue, red. That's always. But what if you can see them in new light? They can transform into something totally different. Now the thing is, if they aren't transformed, you don't like it. You can always have them go back to the way they used to be. You can go ahead and and the idea is that you want to just capture their attention. I'm not a magician. I do tricks. I only use it once in a great while because too much of me start to look like a magician, which is what I ain't. Yeah? So let's take, give me another topic you speak on.
Change mindset.
Change?
Mindset.
Changing mindsets. Okay. You got some people, they got this like bloody tough mindset, right? And you say, what if I could just get it to go away? What if I could work with them and get them to think of something different and not be like that anymore? And it just disappears. Wouldn't that be great? But the problem is, if you don't give them practice, you don't have them build up habits, it comes back again and again. Okay, everybody stand up. I want to teach you some magic. Okay, now. Okay, hands up like this. One finger in each hand. Bum ba bum bum ba dum ba dum. Bum ba dum bum ba dum ba dum. Bum bum ba ba dum bum. Yeah, I'm supposed to show you this one, I'm going to show you that. It doesn't matter, we're going to do it. Humorous opener. Have you ever heard a speaker open up with a joke or something? Now, when I think of somebody funny, I think of my buddy Tim Wade. This guy is funny. He puts a capital F in funny. He is funny. And I really appreciate him. In fact, he is not only funny, but he's also an incredible dancer. And he's just got such an incredible talent. I would recommend you do that with the CEO. But not so much in Asia, but in USA. When I hear a lot of times, a funny thing happened to me on the way to a speech. Hey, what a trite thing, and then they put a joke in. A funny thing, bless you. Here, take a hit on this and then crony more. Just vitamins in there. But it's trite, yeah? And for me, 37 years of doing this. And 3,700 performances on a stage, In all this time, nothing funny ever happened to me on the way to a speech. Until today. So instead I use other things for humor. And first of all, I love my bride with every cell in my body. I call her my bride. We're only married just under 19 years. I still call her my bride because we're on honey. In fact, I thought she was absolutely brilliant until she agreed to marry me, and I thought there has to be a flaw somewhere. But yeah, so far I haven't found it in 19 years. And she's just amazing. In fact, I got to tell you, my bride is perfect. She's perfect. Forgive me, ladies. Always thought I'd marry a Singapore woman. Why? Because they're beautiful. They're cultured. They're sophisticated. They're amazing. And I ended up marrying a Mongol. Any man here single? Any single man? Single guys? Hey, this is free. If you want to be happy for the rest of your life, make a Mongolian your wife. Consider my personal point of view. Get a Mongol to marry you. Never mind. But she is perfect. Trust me. She is perfect. She hates to spend money. Thank you. She also gave me the perfect mother-in-law. My mother-in-law is perfect. Doesn't speak a word of English. Not once has she said anything to me that bothered me because I didn't understand. But being Mongolian, I learned a lot about ESL, English Second Language. And when English Second Language, a lot of things don't always make sense. It takes a while. And never be embarrassed you don't speak it like somebody who grew up like an Ustamian. Everybody in England says, we don't speak English. We speak American something. And it's true. You remember this thing Singapore had, Speak Good English movement? Speak Good English movement, speak good English. It's grammatically incorrect. You speak English well, you don't speak it good. How was lunch? It was good, it wasn't well. And it's sponsored by the British Council. They can't figure out how am I supposed to know. So here I am in Mongolia, and I can't believe what I see. I gotta stop and take a picture. A hair salon. They didn't want a local, Mongolian name. They wanted international, something amazing, right? Something, and they wanted to say, we take the ladies' hair and we transform it somehow. They look in a dictionary and they come up with a perfect name, they thought. You can't make this up. Ladies, how many of you want to get your hair destroyed? Off to the side, the detail. You'll come on here, I love this one. Come in and have a food massage. I think they meant foot, but it's a food massage. You got some problem broccoli, cauliflower? Food massage. And look at the last one. Can somebody please translate what's on the right side for me? 3rd of September. And you think, oh, that's funny, Mongolia. What about Singapore? Majula, Singapura. Pick and rail. They got this great thing here. Look, they got $300 off. They got $1,000 off. And Singapore makes free stuff. They want free stuff. So they not only they're great prices, but look, they give you free one next day. I'm not sure about the morality in that. Now, if it was 1 free nightstand, that would be different. 1 free, 1 night. Okay, with a partner next to you. What specific points of humor or laugh did you hear so far in this segment on Open with Humor? Come on, quickly, 30 seconds. 20 seconds. What's that? Managers, okay, and you know, we can try to talk better, so thank you very much, I appreciate it. What else? Mother-in-law, yeah, and I didn't put down my mother-in-law. I would not do that. She's perfect. And what else? Action, okay, actions. I learned from David. Go. Don't sit there. Well, I had a perfect mother-in-law. Doesn't speak English. Action out. Yes, thank you. What else? I'm sorry? Funny thing happened on the way. Yeah, and thank you. Yes? High energy, thank you. You know, what's amazing is if you don't need to have high energy and use humor. Unless, of course, you want to be paid. Because every talking head on YouTube and e-learning is low energy and lack of movement for the most part. All right, closing with punch. Yeah, and we're going to start with a group activity. I learned this from Carl Luther. Now, I learned this from Carl Luther. And Carl Luther was 92 years old and still speaking. I wasn't even in this business yet, and I used to carry his bags to learn from him. Every now and then he gave me a 10, 15-minute segment in his program. And, you know, I went to pick him up. He'd been in a car accident. And he was still driving at 92. Amazing, huh? And he's still driving. And he got in a car accident. It wasn't my fault. I wasn't moving. I was still. Yeah, when you're standing still in the middle of a busy intersection. So now he's using this walker. So I go to pick him up, and there's 2 steps down to get to the garage where I can take him over to my car. And I thought, I better go down first in case he falls forward. I'll catch him, right? So he takes 1 step forward and he falls back. Finally, okay. He goes, yeah, nothing hurt, I'm not crying. And I help him up, and now I'm sitting next to him 1 step at a time. I get him into the car, watch your head, everything, and I run around the other side, belt him in, I run around, and he says, you know what I need? Hospital, doctor, something? No! I need more power in my presentations. 92, his number 1 concern is to get better at the craft he lived in his entire life. Wow. Let me ask you, are you putting that much time, effort, energy, enthusiasm into learning everything you can? This is one-off, these 2 days. Every day, you got to get better. Every time you do a program, Jean Robertson, you can go Google her, she's got 6 million hits on all her videos, or more. And she said, every time you do a program, change it 5%. Upgrade it 5%. You do it 10 times in a year, 50% better. And over the course of 10 years, it's not going to be just 500%, it's going to be 5,000 because of the cumulative, compound interest. So I've been doing that all this time. By the way, that's not Carl Luther. I couldn't find a picture of him. So, that's Mr. Peterson. You want that? He was good for 92, doesn't he? Yeah. I didn't have to tell you that, but I thought it was funny. Yeah, let me back up. First I was talking about Carl Luther, and I completely spaced out. What he taught me was he finished every program the same way, whether it was MBO, management by objectives. Thank you. Yeah, some people say management by objections. But he did MBO, he did sales, he did leadership. He finished every program the same way. At the end, he was sitting down most of his training. But then when he got to the end, he needed energy. So he went, you want to be like a dog, get out of bed in the morning and stretch? No! You want to be enthusiastic. When you're enthusiastic, you're going to go out and sell more. So what you want to do is 7 days a week, leap out of bed, throw your fists in the air, and say, boy, am I enthusiastic! Boy, am I enthusiastic! Boy, am I enthusiastic! And he had us all, come on everybody, on your feet. Come on, we're going to start learning to speak here. Come on your feet. Count to 3, ready, 1, 2, 3. Boy, If you had a program where they stand up and chant something together, is that team building?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it energizing?
Yes.
And you make sure you got somebody with a camera taking video because your programs will always end with a standing ovation. Sneaky. Never failed me once. And then you got quotes and poems. Easy to find, and one of my favorites I put in my management program. I learned to really respect Lee Kuan Yew. And I love this. He said, I have a duty to do, and I want to do it well. Not only to ensure my people's survival, but if possible, their prosperity as well. Ooh, so cheap. You know, I put this in the leadership program because I said, you ever think what you're doing as a duty or just a job? If it's just a job, quit it and go do something else. But we have to lead people. Our obligation as leaders, as managers, is to go and improve our people every day in every way possible. It's not just about getting the work done. Any brain-dead nerfer can do that. AI will be able to do that soon. What we have to do is develop human beings to be the best that they can be, to be able to use their full potential, and to move them up to the next level.
Yes.
That's what it takes. And a lot of people come in just thinking, you know, this thing is another management program. But I tell you, there's no such thing for a professional as just another management program. We have to be what we expect them to do. True or true? True. Good choice. A simple poem. This guy I heard speak, Charlie Plum, Vietnam War, American Vietnam War. Pilot was shot down 7 years in Hanoi Hilton, prison in Hanoi. And all he got was a bowl of rice. One small bowl a day. That was his food for 7 years. And in that rice, sometimes there'd be bugs. And like weevils and other bugs. And they ate them because that was protein. It was the only protein that they got. And so I loved it when he spoke. And he wrote a little poem. And little weevil in my bread, I think I just bit off your head. Occasionally they get a crust of bread or something. And they did it to help entertain themselves. And maybe what we can do is help entertain people by coming up with short poems, if you're capable of that, something relevant to what they're doing, and help to make a difference. Dolly Walters closed with a tear. I always thought she was amazing. Like I said, she helped me in so many ways. And from that, I take my first talk that I did. Once I put everything together for my speaking, I asked a friend to let me speak to his exchange club, like Lions, Optimist, Rotary, Exchange. It was a service club. And I went in there to do this talk. And I had written my outline. It's a talk I called Anti-Magic, Martial Arts Philosophies Applied to Sales and Motivation. And I finished the talk and said, now you believe in these ideas and you too will be more successful. I was about 27 years old telling people in their 30s, 40s, and 50s how to be successful with a generic talk. Do you think it worked? Not at all. I finished the talk that way. I said, are there any questions? There were no questions. This is what I heard. That was it. 45 people. So I went home and I cried. I quit my job to do this full time. I cried like a baby. And then I finally got angry at myself. I said, Papa Lindsay, I refuse to let you quit until you get your first standing ovation. Then and only then will I allow you to quit. And I went studying. I went to NSA Minnesota. I went to NSA National Conventions, Winter Conventions. I read everything I could, watched other speakers as much as I could. And 8 months later, I got my first standing ovation. It wasn't an amazing one, but it was one. And after that, I went, I can hang out with this a while later. you're going to have some tough days. I promise you. Anybody who ever says they never bombed will also lie about other things. You know, because there will be days when it's tough. But you pull yourself back up, you do it, and that's a learning experience. Don't give up when it gets tough. Because once you quit, life is tougher than anything you put. And to make this fit, stories make a speech. You know? This guy over here on the left, his name is Gun Batar. He's he was 18, not in that picture, but he was 18 years old. He had to go to the hospital. He wasn't feeling well at all. Congenital heart defect. Not his fault. Congenital heart defect, and there's nothing they can do for him. Visiting that hospital was a Russian surgery who had just attended a program on open heart surgery. Never been done before in Mongolia. He agrees to let him try. It's a success. And he lived to 64 years of age. He became a successful architect, built some of the most amazing buildings in Mongolia. And this program, by the way, I did for cardiologists and vascular surgeons. I was asked by Sanofi Aventis to do this in Hong Kong. And I said, you got to realize it's not just saving one life, it's saving it for a long time. And they go, we know this, we do this stuff. And I said, yeah, okay. But see, he got married and they got busy, had 3 kids. You're changing generations. You're not just helping one person, you're changing generations. And they said, well, yeah, I guess I didn't talk too much about that, but what's the point? And I said, well, I married the oldest one. You're changing people on different continents because of what you did. They said, well, that's cool, but what's the point? I said, we got busy, we had a couple. And our urchins were fun to hang out with, right? And you know what? They come for the data, they come for the technical stuff, they come for the information that we are teaching them. But they remember the story. So until we give them the story that will transform their thinking in their lives, you might remember the story more than you do the individual laughs. The laughs add energy, but it's the story. It's being able to do the things we want to do with people that we really love that really matters. It's not just about the financial success of an organization or how they change their structure, about how they cope with change. It's how they grow a life that's worth living.
Yes.
And we need to put that in. Speakers, from my heart, share your story. We've all got stories. Homework assignment. Take a Word doc out and fill it with every story you know. If you can just write a title, do that. I've got them categorized by leadership, management, motivation, sales, speaking, overcoming failures, success in general, and just health. And you just categorize your life stories. And you find places to put them in, slot them in. And make your audience the heroes, not us. Because it's easy to stand up as a comic and make people laugh. But it's a lot harder to touch lives through laughter and through seriousness and the roller coaster of up and downs and energy. And there's one person in here who has the brains, the intelligence, the skill, and the ability to do this and do it incredibly well. And that person is sitting in your chair. Go out and share your story, because the world needs to hear what you got to say. Great openings and fantastic closings. Go ahead and enjoy the speaking profession.
While you're standing up, can you just turn around and see the clock, the countdown clock at the back? How many seconds are left?
14.
14 seconds. So we could have got one more insight. That's for you. I've decided to give useful presents to the speakers this year, and if you don't like it, invite me over for dinner, and I'll bring it. So thank you, my colleagues, and well done.